All right. We have to protect our computers from basic, well, try to protect them from being stolen. Try to protect them from actual damage to the computer and related downtime, such as losing sensitive data, okay, or having somebody steal your data. Backups. The further you go in your career, you'll need to learn to do backups. If you're not doing backups already of your computer or your smartphone, whatever your computing device is, you'll learn its importance one day when it crashes or it gets stolen.
Talking about the whole hard drive?
Yep. Yep. I don't do backups as often as I should, but you need to invest in some kind of backup technology. So, of course, you can physically secure it, and you need to take precautions with your handheld devices as much as possible to protect from others accessing it, particularly when you lose it. And so you need some kind of password protection on it. So security locks or tabs to secure it to the desk. It's kind of hard to do with your laptop and so forth. It's kind of an annoying thing. There are devices made, though, that if it's removed from the desk, an alarm will sound. You can, of course, place a mark on it. That really won't do very much good. Keep it from being stolen or damaged. Okay, but it is a good idea to put some kind of mark, something on your device, physically, tag or a symbol that can be traced. Insure the equipment, of course. Buy some insurance. And use a designated schedule to back up your data to a separate system. If you're using a laptop or a desktop, there's free online services. I mean, not free. There's inexpensive online services to back up to the cloud. Using a smartphone. I don't know about the Samsung. They have a backup.
I've never used it.
Cloud storage?
For backup.
Yeah.
They have it
Google offers
available.
some sort of
Google offers backups, but so does Samsung.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I don't have anything on the phone for contacts, so.
I know it. My smartphone, my old smartphone, what was it that happened to it? I did the update. Yes. I decided, it was time to go ahead and it kept annoying me, so I said, well, all right, I'll go ahead and update. Well, I did the update to the new stuff, and it locked it up. Bad. I mean, it was so locked up, it would not, it kept saying it needed to be restored. I tried to restore because I was doing backups. Then it just go right back into this. It was just in a vicious cycle. I never could get to my home screen. So I had to take it to the store, and they had to do a factory reset on it. Because I couldn't even do that. I was going to do that myself, but I couldn't even get to that point. I couldn't hook it to my laptop and get to it to where I could even do it through iTunes. So anyway, I had made some backups. But I did lose a bunch of pictures and a bunch of contact information. So, hardware can be replaced. That's pretty good, but data is pretty hard to do. Pretty hard to replace it. And if you use the computer in your work, you definitely got to make backups, because some projects you could be working on for days and then you lose it. Well, guess what? You got to do it all over. So the value of the data determines how severe of loss it is. Confidential data, is it confidential that you're losing? The increased use of mobile devices outside a secure network also causes a problem. Okay? So you got to be careful if you're on Wi-Fi using your device. Be sure it's a good, secure connection. Of course, there's the old data hackers and thieves that are constantly trying to get in and get your information. So encryption process is one way we do it, where we actually take the data, jumble it up in an organized fashion. I know that sounds weird. Okay, so that's what encryption does. Kind of codes it, the information, then sends it out over the computer network, and then the software or the receiver on the other end decrypts it, puts it back into readable information that it can use. So it's scrambled mathematically, and you can do that and have a password or password key. Data backup, we talked about that. Environmental factors you want to protect your hardware with is watching the temperature and humidity in your electrical fields. So those of you that work in industry, you want to use your devices next to a big electric motor. That would probably not be a good thing, or keep it away from there. Those electromagnetic fields can cause some data loss or scrambling. But temperature, that likes to be the same temperature as you. Okay, 68 to 75 is optimal. It gets above 85, then you could experience some failure. Watch out for humidity, mainly low humidity, where static energy is created. You want to keep that down. That is, keep your humidity normal as much as possible, or be aware of what the humidity is. Water damage, okay. We had some in here, one where we had a pipe burst, and I see we still got kind of a little bit of a leak there, and like over the summer, and all of this up here was covered with water. The computer still worked though. The CPU is covered, it's underneath the desk, but the monitor still worked, even though I guess it wasn't turned on, so that was the main thing. Talked about magnetic fields, so you want to watch and prevent static. Okay, discharge yourself by touching something else before you pick up your computer. So you're grounding yourself and draining the electrical energy off of yourself, not into the system. Hard drives, if you're ever disassembling or messing with a hard drive individually, really be careful. Okay, it's very high voltage, the static is, and it can run through plastic and cause data loss. Maybe not total data loss, but enough of what makes it disabled. Of course, being sure that your computer is not going to fall or be knocked over, dragged off, bumped off. Always being careful with that. About dropping a computer is not good. Maintenance, we're talking about, particularly with desktop units. There's nothing you can do really to a tablet or to your notebook computer other than just keeping it clean. But inside of a desktop unit, about once a year you need to take the cover off of your CPU area, of your box, and use one of those little air sprayers, canned compressed air, and blow it out. Get the lint and dirt out of it. That lint and stuff can connect in there. It can transfer electrical pulses. It can also catch a fire. Okay. It can also clog up your little fans for your cooling and cause the computer to overheat and microprocessors to fail. So from power loss and fluctuation, there's two things you can do. You can, of course, buy fairly good, expensive, as a rule. Surge protector, you need to have at least that. Then you can also, if you want to spend the big bucks, you can buy an uninterruptible power source that'll actually keep your computer electricity going for an hour or so. And it'll give you time to back up data or save, so it really never goes off. Okay, hardware problems that can show up, and it can happen without warning. The hard drive on your computer, it's mechanical, it's electromechanical. It can stop working any time. It's not permanent. Okay, it does not last forever. Okay. Now your little backup drives that you buy, they tend to make those of a higher quality, and you're not dragging them around, you're not moving them around. So for a laptop, that's a really good thing. You put it in a safe place. But even those can crash. So transferring your data to an optical disc, a CD or a DVD is a very good thing. That's considered pretty much permanent. Okay. Of course, damaged media, anything optical, drive related, you want to keep it from the disc being scratched. Keep it in a safe place. Your printer and monitor problems can show up. And basically, those have become extremely reliable. That is, monitors have, but printers, they're printers. And they design them so they don't last, I know. I mean, you have to face it, they plan obsolescence into them. So, various printer problems, just not printing good quality. One I had up here just started spitting cogs and wheels out one day, you know. So, I mean, it can just fail. It's a mechanical device, and they don't design them to last forever. That way they can sell more. Of course, another problem that we have, you know, is your network goes down. And so if you're using the network to back up stuff, I don't know what to tell you to do, you know. You're kind of stuck right there. Then, of course, just it becomes toast. Just quits working. General failure. Electronic failure. So we talked about that. You know, as far as a hard drive, if you do have a hard drive cache and you have data on there that you want to save, but the hard drive is not working, there are companies that you can pay and they will retrieve the data from there for a price, you know, and it ranges on how much they have to do to get to it, how long it takes them. So, type of operating system. But you actually take the hard drive out, the actual physical drive, and send it in, ship it into a company, and they will actually open up the hard drive, take the disk out in a lot of cases, because if it's just the electronics are dead on the hard drive, then it's not going to spin and work. They have to actually take this out, match it up with another hard drive that it'll use, and that'll fit in, and pull the data off that way for you. So, hundreds of dollars, I would say.
You can almost buy a new computer and start over.
You could, but if you're trying to get the data off, you got something in there. This is mainly, you know, talking about what a company was going to do. I'm not sure an individual would pony up that amount of money just to get the data off of there, unless it's
11 years of graphic design work.
Oh yeah, you could do that. Yeah. If you had personal, lots of personal data on there. So anyway, if you have loss of your network internet connectivity, you can go to your command prompt area in Windows on your notebook, and once you access that command prompt, it's in your program list. It comes on every Windows package. You can type the command ping and then the space and then a web page, right? And ping it to check that it's not your computer that's failing, that it could be the website. So if you can ping it, you can determine that it is a good connection, okay? And it'll come back to you and tell you how much data is sent and received and how much was lost. All kinds of information about it. So that's one way you can check for good connectivity. To verify that the other computers are on the same network, they also use it for that. And if you're having network problems, occasionally I do at the house, I have to go over there to my Wi-Fi router and unplug it, plug it back in, and get it to reset with the server at AT&T. Okay? That tends to happen more often than, you know, when you're connecting with your smart device, your iPad, or even your notebook computer on the Wi-Fi. But it seems like the home network experience, you have a little more trouble with that. Okay? So I kind of did all of that in one recording. I will separate that and then post it in there if you want to go back and review any of it, and it'll be available for your classmates that aren't here.